So my name is Jason Hahn. I'm one of the co-founders of Opiate Treatment Centers of America. About 5 years ago, a close family member of mine had an injury and was prescribed hydrocodone, which over the course of 3 years led to IV heroin use, which at that time I didn't know very much about the opiate epidemic. I was very naive, and seeing the progression, I started researching. I sent this person to multiple rehabs. Every time they'd come back, they would just relapse. I got real disenfranchised with the rehab culture. And as I started studying, I sat down with some physician friends of mine, one a pain doc and one a neurologist. I started seeing some holes in addiction medicine versus the rest of medicine. And one of the things I found is that we're not using a very scientific model. And at this point, it was just desperation to save this person's life. So I started researching, daily and guinea pigging. And what I found was that if we can bring science into repairing the brain through genetic testing, amino acids, and then also at the same time helping with the actual opiate receptors, that we could have a much higher success rate. Since then, the person's now been clean. About a year into that, I decided to open my own treatment center, and then from there found a way to make it more accessible to the public, where people don't have to go away for 30 days, much more cost effective. Opiate treatment centers runs around $500 a month, $300 with insurance, so it's accessible to all, and they don't need to go into an inpatient treatment center. We also found that since we started doing this, that the research has started coming out. The government's now pushed for it. There was a new opiate bill that just came out. National Institute of Health has shown that medication-assisted therapy is by far the best choice. The one concern we saw when coming into the space was that it was splintered. You either had the counseling side or you had the physician side, and so our goal was to merge both. So what we do at Opiate Treatment Centers is we bring the physicians in to give them proper medical diagnosis, get them on the proper medications, prescribe the proper medications under physician supervision, but at the same time also give them the counseling that's needed for the underlying traumas and the cognitive therapy that's needed to make sure that they don't go into relapse space. We're also expanding because one of the things that's really lacking right now is the chronic pain model. A lot of people get hooked on these pain pills because they had a back injury or a spine injury, so we're also incorporating physical therapy with the counseling and the physician. So we're kind of merging all of the different therapies in one and under one roof and making it accessible to all. And that way rehab isn't just for the wealthy, and there's always a saying that the poor go to prison, the rich go to rehab. We're trying to make it accessible to all, and at the same time use science-based evidence to help promote stopping this epidemic.